Hello Aluxers, and welcome back to an exciting Sunday motivational video, since today we'll take a look at 15 signs you're about to make a bad investment. Most of you are excited to become an investor, as you should be, but there are a couple of things that helped us to save hundreds of hours and hundreds of thousands of dollars along the way. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding of the types of triggers you should pay attention to when deciding to make an investment. Welcome to Alux.com. The place where future billionaires come to get inspired. If you're not subscribed yet, you're missing out. With that said, here are 15 red flags you should pay attention to if you don't want to make a bad investment. Number 1. The numbers don't work. Outside of your feelings, there's the brutal reality. It doesn't matter how much your sister-in-law believes in her bejeweled banana business. If she was unable to sell to any strangers up to this point, and it costs more to produce one than she charges for them, you best do the right thing and walk away. Numbers are the foundation of the language of money. If you don't speak numbers, you'll never be rich, and you'll always lose money. Make sure the numbers make sense as an investment and that also your partners are able to easily communicate and understand numbers. Number 2. You don't understand what you're investing in. We've seen this way too often, so we needed to address it early on in the video. Only invest in things you understand. It doesn't matter if your friend's cousin is making bank running a meta node for an altcoin you've never heard of, or that NFTs are being sold for a ton of profit right now. If you have no idea what any of those words mean or don't know how to do it yourself, it's best to just stay away. You can always begin to educate yourself on things that spark your interest, but never put your money into things that are outside of your realm of understanding. Number 3. You don't know the person you're investing in. How many times do we need to say this? Do not give your money to people you don't know unless you're comfortable with never getting the money back. Character fit is usually more important than anything else. We've seen startups reinvent themselves through multiple pivots and finally winning because the founders were such a great match. Sometimes it's not about the idea, but the person. For a good entrepreneur, it's just a matter of time until they hit it out of the park. But the opposite is true as well, so make sure to get to know the person you're investing in or with. Number 4. The other party has no skin in the game. This is one of those situations that's an immediate red flag for almost any educated investor. People approach us consistently with their million-dollar ideas that they need our money to bring to market. We've said it once and we'll say it again. An idea is worth $1 million only after it's made $1 million. Ideas are cheap or even free. The fact you didn't make any progress on your own and need the money to make it happen signals that you're not the right person to implement this idea. If they can't do it with you, it's not them who'll be running the ship, it's you. Always make sure the other party is putting at risk at least as much as you are when you decide to back them. It's not about the amount of money to match. Instead, it's about what's at stake if the project fails. Number 5. All buzz, no substance. Any serious investor will be able to read beyond the words. Everywhere you look, there's someone building a crypto decentralized AI and biotech that's renewable and sustainable with zero carbon footprint sourced locally. All that mumbo jumbo means you really didn't do much work and you're out there fishing. If you take away the buzzwords, what are you left with? We've seen this in the 2000s when we had the dot-com boom. Every company that was on the internet was getting 10 to 100x the valuation it deserved from a business perspective. We're now starting to see this replay with many crypto projects. Many of the dot-com companies went away until they were eventually replaced by business-sound companies. The buzz signals the direction the world is headed toward, but not everyone will end up on the ship. Your job as an investor is to pay close attention to those who hide behind buzzwords and figure out if there's actual meat on the bone. Otherwise, you'll all starve on your dime. One of the best, more recent case studies on this type of behavior you'll find in the book Bad Blood: Secrets and Lies in a Silicon Valley Startup. It's a fascinating read in the tech space, where a company called Theranos, through the power of some tech, but more bullshit, got itself into a $9 billion valuation. If you're in the tech space or business in general, we recommend the read. We'll leave a link to it in the description. Or if you go to Alux.com/freebook and sign up right now for the first time, you can get Bad Blood as an audiobook for free, thanks to our friends at Audible. Number 6. Risk-free and guaranteed return investment opportunities. If there's something we learned in life, it's that nothing is guaranteed, and wherever there is something to be gained, there's always a risk associated with it. People who say otherwise have no idea what they're talking about. We've learned to stay away from everything that overpromises on the risk-to-reward front. It just works better for us. If it's so risk-free, why don't you take out a mortgage on your home and invest in it yourself? The only guarantee you have is that in a long enough time frame, something will go terribly wrong and you'll be impacted by it. There's always a price to pay. Sometimes it's actual money. Other times you pay in time, effort, stress, or with your peace of mind. Number 7. Less educated people are talking about it and investing in it. This is a contrarian rule we've learned from a prolific investor in the stock market. When people who are not connected to the industry begin talking about how good of an investment something is, it's an alarm that it might be time to take your profit and pull. Why is this important for investors? Smart money is always ahead of the curve. Smart money bought Tesla stock when it was around $10 to $20 a share. Even smarter money got in pre-IPO. Now, at around $700 to $800 per share, the average person is looking at Tesla as a great investment, and it might be. We see no reason why Tesla couldn't go to $2,000 per share. But if everything goes right, it's a 3x investment on your end, while smart money, who came in at $20, is already at a 40x return. Ripple is another great example. The average consumer got super excited about Ripple when it was around $2 per coin. That's when everybody started jumping in and watched the price skyrocket 50% to $3 in just a couple of days before collapsing. Here's what to remember. If you need the investment to go right in order to put food on the table, you're not ready to be an investor. And speaking of, number 8, you need to borrow money to get in. If you don't have the money, you are not in a position to invest. If you do it anyway, you're playing a very dangerous game. Playing with debt in the early stage of your investment career could have long-term effects. Even later on in your investment career, when you'll use the good debt to grow your fortune, if you're not sitting on enough money to buy it yourself, don't go to the bank to borrow it. Rich people are always hedging their bets and have a financial safety net in case anything goes south. Do it yourself. Start small. Reinvest everything until you can finally afford it. You'll eventually learn that this is the best long-term strategy. Number 9. The team is replaceable. A big red flag is the lack of competitive advantage. Whenever you invest any of your money, think about what makes your investment stand out compared to everything else in the market. How are you better than everyone else? The truth is, the competitive advantage comes from the people who are running the organization. You need to be able to pinpoint where the added value is coming from. These are the people who cannot be replaced, because without them, this entire house of cards falls apart. The best investments you can make are in the people that can move the needle forward. If your team doesn't have any, keep your money close or you'll never see them again. Number 10. You can't change the end result yourself. Personally, we hate being dumb money in any sort of deal. If you're a great investor, you can always bring something to the table outside of just money. Every single active investment we've made followed this rule, and it's worked great. This is especially true if you're young and early in the game, when you don't have enough money to afford the luxury of being passive. You have a bright intellect, you understand the people who are just like you, so leverage this as a competitive advantage and give your investment a slight edge to succeed. This applies to multiple forms of investment, from tech to real estate. Mold the end product after what you would need and the world will follow. When we were starting out, learning valuable skills was highly expensive. We spent thousands of dollars on conferences and events and still didn't feel like we got what we needed. After we found our own success, we built Alux to serve as the resource we didn't have growing up and give you guys the answers we found the hard way through trial and error. The best thing is, you all found it valuable enough and subscribed to our channel and joined us in this journey. We're so grateful for that. If you're watching this and not subscribed to the channel, we would definitely appreciate it as a way of saying thank you. But let's not get emotional here, huh? Let's get back to the signs you're about to make a dumb investment. Number 11. It sounds too good to be true. This is a tale as old as time, and we're not talking Disney. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. You're not going to make $3,450 per week from the comfort of your home, no matter how many investors hate the guru that's sharing this secret with you. In the same way, your manhood won't grow 2 inches per month if you do this strange exercise 3 times a day. People often fall into the trap of quick results because they're scared and desperate, and when you're in this state, you're vulnerable against people who package whatever they're selling as your way out. There are no get-rich-quick schemes. There are only people who are getting rich off of you. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Number 12. Playing short-term games. This builds on top of the previous point. Things of value are built to last. They take a long time to get strong, similar to a tree that needs to grow its roots if it wants to withstand the storms ahead, and we all know storms are brewing on the horizon. Always be wary of those focused on the momentary tactics and not the long-term fundamentals. Always be wary of those who don't choose to look into the distance, but look right in front of their feet. Any experienced investor can spot very quickly when someone doesn't think long-term. If you want to be successful in life, play long-term games with people who are in it for the long run. Number 13. Not understanding and paying attention to the marketplace. A major red flag is when you realize people are not paying attention to what's happening outside. As it happens with most startups, the passion of building overtakes the market research, and while you're locked in a garage developing the next flight deals app, outside a pandemic is happening, halting all air travel. Here's the thing. Those who bet on the latest technology and have the know-how to leverage it quickly win at the market game. In the world of media giants like YouTube, Facebook, Netflix, or Apple, Spotify is crushing it by being focused on what's happening in the market and making moves accordingly. Many billions of dollars have been lost because people weren't paying attention to the marketplace. Number 14. A lack of paperwork. Here's something you should remember for as long as you live. If it isn't on paper or on the blockchain, it isn't true. Always put it in writing, either legally or technologically. We know how boring paperwork can be, how going through contracts isn't as exciting as building. But when it comes to money, especially when there's a potential of big money, the rules need to be carved in stone. We don't care how much you trust the person, how firm their handshake was, or how long a ways you go back. The moment the money printer goes brrr, people change. Make sure you're protected. Number 15. Unable to easily liquidate. An important element of any investment is having an end goal and a way out. A common red flag is an inability to liquidate easily. The quicker you're able to liquidate, the smoother the access to capital you have in case something happens. Not every investment is made to be liquidated quickly. As we mentioned, you should always focus on playing long-term games, but there needs to be a way to get your money out if you want to. If the option is not on the table, that's a sign you might be headed toward a bad deal. It's up to you to structure it in a way that you're protected. When we invest in technology startups, we limit the amount we use to purchase equity to smaller amounts, but offer additional capital as a zero-interest debt, which gets the team the money they need. We get the amount of shares we want, with less of an at-risk investment for debt that can always be called upon if things go south. We know there are plenty of investors in our community, which is why we want to bring you in on this conversation. What is a major red flag for you when looking at an investment? Let us know in the comments. We'll be browsing around, maybe even learn a thing or two. And as for those of you always watching with us until the very end, here's your bonus. Judgment is what will make or break you, your business, and your life. We are the sum of all of our decisions, and if you're playing the long-term game, all decisions will compound toward the outcome. Pay close attention to the decisions people make and the decisions you make. In both cases, it'll reveal judgment. If you want to be successful long-term, you'll have to improve your ability to make better decisions. Make as many as you can for as long as you can, and monitor the outcome. Do it for long enough, and you become able to slightly improve the outcome of each decision. Look for it in those around you. Look for it in your friends, your partners, and in your love life. See what kind of judgment they have, for this will determine the future of your life. We hope all of you will find the answers you're looking for. As always, we appreciate you sticking around with us until the very end. The keyword for today is judgment. Please write it down in the comments next to your answer for today's question. Thanks for joining us.